Felix and Winston here, and we just had a revelation that could determine how much money you make in the market in the long run. I've gone through my numbers, not on this particular mountain, but in spreadsheets over the last couple of years, and I realized so much of my gains do not come from me being the greatest stock picker. Yeah, it helps a lot. You get an extra 2, 3, 4% a year or something because you're picking better stocks than others, and I think that is important. And I'll talk about those criteria in a second. I'll let you know what mine are. But fundamentally, what's really made me the most money is more income. And that might sound stupid and blatantly obvious, but really the ability to add more income to your portfolio on a weekly or monthly basis is what makes a massive difference. Now you might be thinking, well, I'm too busy to do that, and how can I do that, Felix? And I've got all these expenses I can't possibly save anymore. And I hear you, and I've been there. I used to be stuck in a corporate jail where I worked 12 to 16 hours a day, and then I didn't really know how to get out of it. But I did, and I built a side hustle. And then I started trading on the side. And I think that is fundamentally your route to freedom. And you might be thinking, yeah, but literally I'm at capacity. Well, do you want to be at capacity for the rest of your life? I think that's really the question. And do you need to go through a period of a little bit more push and a little bit more pressure for it? Yeah, I'm sorry to say so. There's really only one way to get there, and that's to climb the literal mountain, like the one we're going to go and climb in a second here. So you might be thinking, well, Felix, this isn't really a revelation. We kind of knew this already. If I had more money, I'd make more money. Yeah, brilliant. But really, you have no idea how much money makes you until you've really put it into a compound interest calculator and ideally done it, added more. So how can you do that? Well, okay, let me give you a couple of strategies how you can do it, and then let me also run you through how I pick stocks. So of course, none of that is financial advice. How can you make more money? Well, first thing is to ask for a raise. Seriously, especially if you're in the US, even in Europe, wages are going up. There is a shortage of qualified people. Most employers are scared to lose you, and you might not realize that, but it's true. And if you don't think that's you, well, then maybe just offer to do a little bit extra, offer to take on the extra project, the extra task, and then ask for the raise. And there are great places online where you can look up how to ask for a raise. In fact, ask ChatGPT what's a good way to ask for a raise, and I'm sure it's going to give you a reasonable answer. So that's one thing. Second thing, Upwork. Upwork.com is, in my view, the most underrated, most amazing, brilliant platform in the world. Terrible stock, in my view. I don't know how they manage to lose money running an online platform like that, but they do. But you can basically go on there and you're thinking, no, it's only VAs, it's only people making $5 an hour. No, it's not. I pay people hundreds of dollars an hour on Upwork. So everybody could go on that, and you could do 2 hours on a Saturday, an hour every evening. Whatever your skill set is, whatever you enjoy doing, whatever you're good at, you can do a little bit of that for somebody else. Now, should you do it during the day while you're working for someone else? I think that might be borderline unethical, unless you particularly loathe your employer. But yeah, no, I don't think that's really advisable. That's probably also legally somewhat dubious, although obviously people are doing that. That's number two. Number three, well, trade. I mean, if you've watched me before, you know I options trade for income, and I take that income and I reinvest it into stocks. On that note, we are running a free masterclass on Thursday, the 23rd, felixfriends.org/wealth if you want to sign up, and I will literally be teaching you part-time trading strategies, not stuff that takes all day long, not stuff you need to stare at charts all day long, because none of that's usually suitable for most of us. So that's those options. Now, if you want to pick better stocks, what would I do? Well, what Winston and I do is, what's Winston doing? Winston, what are you doing back there? Well, what Winston and I do is we look for essentially three things. A high gross margin, 60% or better. We look for a return on invested capital of sort of 12 to 15% at least. And I'll tell you also where you can look up these numbers. And we look for an earnings per share growth that is not just in the double digits, so 10, 12% plus, but also consistent. So not the occasional good quarter, but consistent good quarters. And why do I do that? Well, first of all, the gross margin tells you whether the company has a good moat, because if it's easily replaceable, the margin's going to suck. if it's 60% plus, it's fairly hard to replace that product or service. The return on invested capital, if you think about it, me as a shareholder, I give capital to a company essentially, right? So if I give them $1,000 and their return on that is 15, 20, 30, 40% even, look at Apple, for example, that's an amazing number. Then, well, over the long run, wouldn't you think that the value of that stock is going to go up in line with capital appreciation? Possible, right? And then earnings per share, so profits per share, again, if that's 10, 12, 15% or a little bit more, then again, that would make it more likely that the stock would again go up in line with that sort of expectation that I'd like to have for my portfolio, which is, double-digit continuous increases, not every year, but in the long run on average. So those are the metrics. Where can you look them up? There's a great website called ROIC.ai, ROIC.ai, that gives you tremendous data for free. And I definitely use that and have a ferret around. And obviously we also put a lot of benchmarks and stuff here on the channel, so you can always take advantage of those while Winston is sniffing around going, can we go up that mountain yet? So yeah, that's really my story there. Is I just thought I'd share this with you. If you find it useful, if you find it slightly encouraging perhaps to go out and do something, then I would be tremendously excited if you were to share that with me. I have students, I have coaching students who told me, look, one of the greatest things that I ever learned from you was to go on Upwork, and I make so much extra money on that, and it's way better, and it gives me true financial freedom. And of course, my core kind of expertise is more trading, but because I hire so much and have done for like 15 years or so on platforms like Upwork, I can really say to you that you can find some really great people on there, and don't be like embarrassed or shy or think, well, I should have a real job or something. That's all nonsense. That's all there to like put a straitjacket on you and make you into a corporate wage slave. So that's not really what we're here for. But yeah, make sure you join me for the masterclass on Thursday. It's going to be great fun. felixfranz.org/wealth, and I will genuinely be teaching you the proper strategies like A to Z. So it's not just sort of a fluffing thing. We do maybe an hour and a half of proper teaching, endless Q&As, whatever you want to ask me. That won't be on YouTube. You just need to sign up. We literally had 1,000 signups already. So I've just paid the platform to double the capacity that we can take, so that we could take 2,000 signups. And you might think, well, therefore there's a lot of spots available, but I think that's going to go probably in the next 24 hours or thereabouts. So sign up for it, felixfranz.org/wealth, and look how Winston is sniffing up that mountain. So we're going to go up here now, which ironically is in the clouds, while down there where we came from, it's big, beautiful sky, blue skies. But that's how it is sometimes in the mountains. So we're going to enjoy this. I wish you a beautiful weekend and a beautiful long weekend if you are in the US. And what is it, Washington's birthday or something? Educate me. Thanks.